basically like to introduce you to African conservation experience. We arrange conservation volunteering opportunities at wildlife projects in Southern Africa. So it's for people from all backgrounds who are interested in wildlife. You can go out to Africa, anything from 2 weeks onwards up to a few months, and be involved at a conservation project. If you're more of a hands-on kind of person, you want to get really close to wildlife, there's projects like animal care and rehabilitation centres where you would really work hands-on with animals every day, orphaned, injured, confiscated wildlife. If you're more interested in observing wildlife in a natural environment, there's also plenty of projects where you'd be working with game rangers or field researchers, and these kind of projects you're then helping with wildlife surveys, population mapping, behavioural studies. Great ways of seeing wildlife, observing wildlife, but totally different from a safari because you're behind the scenes, you're really understanding everything that goes on in wildlife management and wildlife behaviour. You could also just give yourself a learning experience and join a wildlife course. And these courses, they're not going to turn you into a professional in a few weeks' time. It takes a bit more than that. But they give you a great introduction to see whether it is something that maybe you want to explore a bit more professionally. So you can do a wildlife trekking course, which is quite intensive, very challenging, very adventurous, really reading the environment, or just give yourself a thorough introduction of a game ranger course, learning about wildlife and habitats in Southern Africa. So these kind of experiences, on the one hand, you are giving back to wildlife if you are passionate about conservation and you want to have a more meaningful experience than just going on a safari and watching wildlife again. They can also be a bit of a sort of sneak preview if you are maybe thinking of doing a career change. Is this something that you could do? It gives you a chance of working alongside professionals, talking to people that have done this as a career, that are doing it. How did they get there? What kind of training does it take? What is it actually really like working as a field researcher? So it kind of also gives you can kind of borrow somebody else's life a little bit, try a different profession, see if it is a kind of life that you could lead.